game has already loaded up. Guys, tell your friends to tune in and join us here as we are going into game number 2, Patience versus Classic in the SSL. In the bottom right, in the red, on the map Pryon Terraces, he is Patience. And in the upper left, in the blue, with I think a Nexus first here, interesting, we have Classic.
As I mentioned before, Pryon Terraces, one of those more unorthodox maps here in the map pool so far. Here we have JYP and Chaser. They're going to be doing the YouTube variety show after this StarLeague broadcast ends. So if you want to watch that, you can see that on the Esports TV channel here at Spo TV Games. But going back into this game, fast Nexus here from Classic, a very bold move.
Does this work? I'm not even sure. It looks like he's going to be forced into going for double adept pressure here, and I think what you want to do is actually make a pylon if you're Classic, where the expansion is. You want to block that Nexus no matter what.
Yeah.
Because then you just have to last for a few minutes, and you probably win. Now this gets pretty technical here. There's a lot of variables involved in this, and I'm not entirely sure how this works. I think you actually want to do. I think you actually cut probes in your Patience, and you send the majority of your workers to the gold base. And just low econ, stall out their gold base and win.
Yeah, we just have
to
we just have to see how this game plays out. Is obviously Pryon Terrace allows you to take that gold base much earlier, being at your natural expansion. Yep. So maybe we might see some sort of gateway timing from Classic, knowing that he's going to be mining a lot of minerals from that gold base. And the question is, after that, what is he going to build with those extra gateways? Is he going to go for a lot of Zealots? Is he going to go for a lot of Depths? We just got to wait and see.
This is really weird, and I'm not sure how this actually works out. Now, we saw him making the 2 Stalkers there. I'm sorry, am I missing something? Where did the Stalkers go that Patience was making?
Did he get Stalkers? I'm not too sure. He hasn't built anything yet. So.
Okay, he was making Stalkers and then stopped.
I think he cancelled it because he knew that he had to catch up by taking that
I think that might cost him the game.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I don't think this is like the most complex thing to understand. I mean, having a gold-based mining for a long time, especially as long as this is going to be up and running, I think you end up reaping the benefits pretty quickly.
I think the problem is that the Stalkers, or whatever unit Patience decided to get from those gateways, they weren't going to be able to get into the base. And you can see already now, double chrono boost on those gateways, as well as the warp gate being chrono boosted onto that Cybernetic core. There's no way he's going to do that much damage with those gateways being built, well, the units being built from the gateways of Patience.
Okay, I'm not an expert, but yeah, I think that Classic's already won here. I think this was like something Patience had not encountered, and is just going to get wrecked by it, right?
Well, Patience is just playing catch-up right now, and the thing is, the more time Classic gives Patience to get back into this game, I think Patience has more of a chance of getting back, if that makes sense.
Well, I think what happens is that Classic just reaps the benefits of having so many more minerals and so much more time to tech. And we see that the Oracle is going to be gunned down here as well.
It's not going to do enough damage.
Oh my god, barely gets out of there.
It gets out, but it's not going to do enough damage for him.
It's certainly not enough damage.
Yeah.
And I think, oh my god, well that's unpowered. That's not good.
Well, as long as he has that warp gate tech, I think it's fine. But Twilight Council here from Classic. I think the only way Patience can get back into this game if he tries to get a quick third expansion at that third base. Third gold base, rather. And he's actually getting a third base, actually, which is the best move, in my opinion, at least.
Patience here?
Yeah, Patience.
But doesn't Classic just come down and attack this and kill this with more stuff?
As long as he doesn't scout this, it's fine. But I'm pretty sure sooner or later, Classic will be privy to what Patience is doing.
Yeah, he's checking right now.
Yeah.
There's an observer coming out right now. He's going to be like, oh, hello.
And he's actually...
For me?
Is that? Yeah, okay, he sees it and...
Just takes a gold base instead, which just allows him to maintain more of a lead.
Exactly, so...
Now, this is the safer of the two options. I was just assuming the Classic would just attack into this, but I guess he's saying, you know, better safe than sorry. I'll just get even more ahead, as the great Tosis has said.
As we see here, Patience just scouting the bases of Classic. Oracle's on very low health as well. And looks like we're just going to deviate to the standard game. Although, if Classic doesn't really kill off this third base of Patience, you have to remember that it's not the gold base. So that third base, despite the fact it's not gold, it's going to last him a longer time because the minerals deplenish less quickly than it does at a gold base.
Yeah, that's true. Although then again, he would have enough minerals to just make a 4. Let's see. Let's see how this turns out here. Getting the Warp Prism, that's generally an indicator that we're going to have a pretty big attack coming up here, one that he wants to be able to reinforce with ease. We see the hallucinated Phoenix just going around the map and trying to just do as much scouting as humanly possible. This base does finish, and the probes will be transferred.
Yep, so both players' third bases are up finally. As we look at the supply count, it's actually quite even so far. We've got 82 for Patience compared to the 83 of Classic, but you have to remember though, Classic did take that second base much earlier, which also means that the gold minerals at that base are going to deplenish much more quickly than it will for Patience.
Very true. He's gathering up more and more minerals now. The Stalkers, the Sentries, the Warp Prism, everything is coming down now. And he looks interested in keeping the pressure on here. He wants to make a gold-based capture here for Patience, an impossibility, as he'll have to enter into a defensive formation. Yeah,
at the moment, Classic looks like he has just way more units than his opponent, Patience here. And I think Classic just might move in for a kill. He gets the pylon overcharge on the pylon. We'll see how this goes.
All right, he's going to go for this pylon over here now, and the battle has begun, forcing some of these Immortals over here to the front. Microing with the Warp Prism to make sure the injured units are picked up and stuffed into the back.
A lot of pylon overcharges there at those back pylons, but they're not doing anything because they're poorly placed. They're just sitting there, just spinning around and around, but nice upper ground there from Patience, getting a bit of damage, but this might be just too much for him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be too much. He can actually stay backed up out here. He blinks forward, all right, but that's going to be it. GG. Classic wins game number 2. I would say not so much with tactics, but just with better strategy, better understanding, better decision-making there than his opponent, Patience.
Yeah, Patience didn't really get to punish that early Nexus build, and as a result, he fell behind. He tried to take a quick third, but it just wasn't enough. He didn't have enough units out, and Classic, like the previous series that we saw so far, it's obvious that Classic is the better player in this series.
Yeah, I mean, that was just Classic really understanding StarCraft in general better than his opponent. Now, I'm not saying that Patience is bad, because he's not bad. He's really good, but you could definitely see a difference there. This moment where Classic fast expanded, and then Patience was like, oh, okay, I'm going to Stalker Rush this, and then halfway through it's like, oh, that's not going to work, and then he makes his own Nexus, and then Classic just looks at that and continues to stay ahead. Anyways, we're going to go to a short break. When we come back, game number 3, Patience versus Classic.